Welcome to Taking Care of Business on News Talk 1180 KERN for the best in Saturday talk radio at 1 o'clock and on 1230 KGEO at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and for the very best in Wednesday talk radio on 1410 KERI, the Christian station. And now, Clay, we're on 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now also we're in Richmond, Oakland, and the San Francisco Bay Area.
You say it as though I didn't know that. And now, Clay...
Well, you know, as of last week, the way you kept on forgetting the title of that one book that we were talking to Henry Carson about, Johnny Carson. Announce the name of the book, Marty. Yeah, Johnny Carson. Who's on first?
Well, usually there's something that goes along with the name, like the life of.
Right, but he didn't. He just called it Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know that confused you.
Was that last week?
That was last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Your host is Clay Koerner, and I'm Marty Pay, and our producer is Greg Held. That was a good show, though, last week with Henry Bushkin, Johnny Carson's agent.
Yeah, I think
actually,
I irritated...
agent, attorney.
I irritated him a little bit one
yes,
time.
You did. Yeah. You know, I'm listening to the book on tape. The guy's worth quite a bit of money. I don't think,
he really didn't need to work, did he?
He didn't really need to write this book to make any money.
I'll tell you, it's a good thing we have this show.
Yeah. Yeah, for all the money you and I make on this show. In the second half, we had Tracy Reynolds and the Headman.
The Headman. Yeah, that was fun.
Jake Shirley talking about a really worthwhile project, Love Water, getting clean water to people who don't have that very, very basic of needs.
You know, I'm going to change the title of my office. I'm the president of my company. I'm going to change it to Headman.
Headman.
Yeah.
You're not going to change your car into an elephant and ride in by elephant in the morning.
No, just Headman.
Okay. Headman. I like that. Headman Clay Koerner.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little ring to it.
Yeah. President of or Headman of Alliance Brokers and Consultants.
I like that.
That's a cheap plug, wasn't it?
Hey, it works.
It works.
We'll take it.
Who's here today?
Well, we've got another great show today. In the second half, we have our old friend Catherine Anspa from Make-A-Wish Foundation talking about a special event. But now in studio, not by phone, but live in studio, we have a very special guest from the Small Business Development Center, Kelly Bearden. Kelly, welcome to Taking Care of Business.
Hey, it's great to be here today.
You got to get close to that mic, though. Very close to that thing. So what's your title at the...
I am the director of the CSUB Small Business Development Center. We're an off-campus program. And a little bit about the SBDC program nationwide. Mm-hmm. It's in all 50 states. There's about 1,100 centers. In the East Coast, they're mostly at higher institutions of learning over here as well. We're part of a chain of about 5 centers in the San Joaquin Valley and the Central Coast. That 4 of the 5 are hosted by California State Universities.
Now, I did a little checking. In Albuquerque, there is a Small Business Development Center.
That's correct.
And in the Bay Area, there's one as well.
Yes. So. In California, there are about 30 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we cover, we get the majority of our funding comes from the U.S. Small Business Administration. And then we're matching that grant each year with local funds that are provided by CSUB, by the County of Kern as a partner of ours, mm-hmm. and numerous other banks and other institutions help support the program.
So that's why the connection with CSUB?
Yes. The CSUB is considered the host of the program. And when I started this job about 16 months ago, I met with the Dean of the School of Business and Professional Administration, John Emery, and he told me that we need this program at CSUB because, number one, it's a great economic development program. Number two, that it gives our students an opportunity, our business students, to get real-world experience. And we're doing that now by actually having them as junior consultants and actually working with some of our seasoned consultants in giving them real-world business application. And plus, it was a great opportunity for the SBDC to be out in the business community as the voice for CSUB.
So who actually or specifically benefits from the program, and how do they access it?
Well, our main program is one-on-one consulting, and with the monies that we talked about earlier that were provided, we actually go out and we hire consultants in a variety of different backgrounds. We have people that are marketing specialists, social marketing, human resources, financial, You name it. We have somebody who can actually fit and work into a business. We do the kind of work that consultants do where we do advising. We won't write your business plan for you, but we will advise you every step of the way that it takes to get that business plan written. So we actually have about 20 consultants, and then we pair them also with some of the student interns, because our student intern, consulting interns, they bring skills that some of us older consultants don't have.
Our in-studio guest, Director of the Small Business Development Center, Kelly Bearden.
So is this designed for smaller businesses or larger businesses or startup businesses? Who's your program actually designed to serve?
Our target market is actually existing businesses, because we think that we can help them grow and get to the next level. So we like to work with existing businesses, but we work with startup businesses as well. The SCORE program that many people have heard about, they're really good with working with startups. Your pure startup that's just starting to kick the tires, figure out what they want to do. But us, we really have a lot of resources that we like to apply toward existing businesses.
Is there any cost to the people to participate in this?
The consulting is free of charge. It's actually, well, it's not free actually because it's paid for out of your taxes, but there are no fees for that. We do have some workshops and training programs occasionally that there is a fee associated with. We started doing a webinar series, and Clay knows a little bit about our webinar series. He was one of our presenters. We've been doing a webinar every other Wednesday since January on a variety of different topics. Those are free.
And how do people find out about the webinars?
The best place is to go to our website, is to go to the www.csub.edu with the /SBDC, as in Small Business Development Center.
Is there a phone number?
Sure. Our phone number is 654-2856.
And what was your webinar about, Clay?
Oh, I talked about my favorite subject, Obamacare.
Oh!
So we were giving an overview on the webinar about the pros and cons of Obamacare and how it's going to work, and we're seeing there's more cons than pros right now, but hopefully it'll turn around.
Yeah, it was very informative. Clay did an outstanding job of bringing the Affordable Care Act to small businesses and letting them know what is facing them in the next 6 months, next year or so down the road. So it was a really good webinar.
And to be honest with you, this is a subject we're going to spend a lot more time on in the next month, because it's got a lot more ramifications than people initially thought.
Well, there's a big situation going on in Congress right now where they're interviewing Kathleen Sebelius,
that's right,
the head of the Affordable Care Act right now.
So, Kelly, what is a consultant?
One of our consultants is...
No, before you answer that, I always understood a consultant was somebody that was 50 miles away from their house.
That is a good definition. It's not the definition we use, though. Our consultants are generally existing business owners or have been existing business owners. So they've done it. They've met a payroll. They've done this and that, and they understand what small businesses face, having to wear many different hats, do the website and the technology stuff, worrying about your cash flow and your marketing and customer service, everything. So we have a variety of different consultants who... Some of them do other things because none of them are really full-time employees of the Small Business Development Center, but we do contract with them, and they provide assistance on whatever issue the business needs.
I know one of your consultants, and he's a great guy, Mr. J. Thompson.
Yeah, Mr. Thompson he's a fantastic consultant, very knowledgeable financially, and does a great job of working with clients that are looking to access capital and looking for money for their particular business. And Jay does a lot of work in East Kern because our center actually covers 3 counties. We cover all of Kern County, Inyo, and Mono counties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, tip to tip, it's a little over 400 miles. So that was one of the reasons why we came up with the idea for the webinars, because we could actually have people in Mammoth Lakes. And actually, we have about 10 remote sites around where people can actually go and see the webinar, view the webinar, and actually... anywhere in those 3 county areas.
Who's a typical webinar viewer?
You know, it's all across the board. It's hard to just identify one, and it depends also on the topic, because we had the Affordable Care Act webinar that we talked about. Our last one, our technology consultant, Rod Blair, who is brilliant, has done a lot of work with intellectual properties and tech transfer, and brought the webinar on how to take your invention or your intellectual property to market. There's a statistic out there that 95% of patents people don't make any money on. So those that have maybe the 5%, how do we get them to turn it into a business idea from a particular patent? And he did that. But so you're going to have people on that one that are going to be more interested in that particular topic. We've done things on the Food Cottage Act, which is the new actual legislation in the state of California that allowed people to actually start cooking out of their own homes, which just started this year. So that's a different audience almost. We have some startup webinars. We have webinars on crowdfunding, for example, which very well could be the new big thing.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. When we come back from the break, let's talk a little bit about an event you guys have coming up in a couple of weeks.
Sounds great.
We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.